Arsenal's biggest transfer gamble, Bruno Guimarães, ready to become the heart of Mikel Arteta's new empire. North London was silent, but only for a moment. Behind the walls of the Emirates Stadium, something extraordinary was unfolding. While supporters debated Arsenal's next move across social media, Mikel Arteta and the club's recruitment team were reportedly working around the clock on a transfer that could transform the Gunners into genuine Premier League and Champions League contenders. The name on every confidential document was one that had thrilled Arsenal fans for years: Bruno Guimarães. As the summer transfer window reached its most dramatic stage, whispers began to spread that Arsenal had decided to make the Brazilian midfielder their #1 priority. Sources close to the negotiations claimed that the club was prepared to do everything possible to convince Newcastle United to let their midfield general leave St James's Park. The rumours exploded overnight. Supporters noticed mysterious movements. Football journalists hinted that Arsenal executives had held important meetings behind closed doors. Fans tracked private flights while social media erupted with thousands of theories. Every new update increased the excitement. Inside Arsenal's training ground, Arteta reportedly believed Bruno was the missing piece of his tactical puzzle. The Spanish manager wanted a player who could dominate possession, break opposition attacks, dictate the tempo of matches, and inspire confidence throughout the squad. Bruno Guimarães fit every requirement. The Brazilian international had already established himself as one of the Premier League's finest midfielders. His vision, tackling, leadership, and ability to control games had earned admiration across Europe. Now Arsenal wanted him wearing the famous red and white. The pressure was immense. Newcastle had no desire to lose one of their biggest stars, and their supporters made their feelings clear. They believed Bruno was untouchable. Club officials insisted they wanted to keep him at all costs, but Arsenal refused to walk away. Behind the scenes, discussions continued day and night as the Gunners searched for a breakthrough. Every hour brought fresh speculation, with fans refreshing their phones, hoping for positive news. Meanwhile, inside the Arsenal dressing room, excitement reportedly began to grow. Several players admired Bruno's quality and believed his arrival could elevate the entire team to another level. His energy, intelligence, and winning mentality were exactly what Arsenal needed as they chased major trophies. The Emirates faithful also began dreaming. Imagine Bruno controlling the midfield in massive Premier League clashes. Imagine him leading Arsenal into Champions League nights under the floodlights. Imagine his perfect through balls unlocking stubborn defences while thousands of fans roared from the stands. The dream felt closer than ever. Football pundits started discussing how Arsenal's midfield could become one of Europe's strongest if the Brazilian completed the move. Opponents would face relentless pressing, technical brilliance, and incredible composure in possession. But there was still one obstacle. Newcastle remained determined to resist. Negotiations became increasingly tense as both clubs fought to reach an agreement. Every conversation carried enormous importance. Every detail mattered. Across social media, Arsenal supporters flooded comment sections with messages urging Bruno to join the club. Highlight videos of his best performances went viral, while fan channels predicted that he could become one of the signings of the summer. The anticipation became almost unbearable. Then came another wave of speculation. Reports suggested Arsenal were growing more confident that progress had finally been made. Hope spread rapidly among supporters. Excitement turned into belief. Could this really be happening? Could Bruno Guimarães soon walk onto the Emirates pitch wearing Arsenal colours for the very first time? For Arteta, the answer could define the entire season. For Arsenal supporters, it would signal a statement to the rest of Europe that the club was ready to compete with anyone. The football world waited, the phones kept ringing, the negotiations continued. And somewhere behind closed doors, one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer was moving toward its dramatic. The atmosphere around the Emirates Stadium had reached a fever pitch. Every notification on supporters' phones sparked fresh excitement. Every television update was watched with nervous anticipation. Across North London, one question echoed louder than ever. Was Bruno Guimarães finally on his way to Arsenal? Behind closed doors, negotiations intensified as Arsenal's leadership pushed relentlessly to complete the deal. Mikel Arteta remained calm in public, refusing to comment on speculation, but insiders believe the Arsenal manager was personally involved in convincing the Brazilian midfielder that his future belonged in North London. The vision presented to Bruno was ambitious. Arteta reportedly explained how he wanted Arsenal to dominate English and European football for years to come. He described a midfield built on intelligence, intensity and creativity, with Bruno at the very centre of everything. It was a project designed for winners. Meanwhile, Newcastle United fought desperately to keep hold of one of their most valuable stars. Club officials knew that losing Bruno would be a huge blow to their ambitions, and they continued searching for every possible way to persuade him to stay. But the rumours refused to disappear. Football fans noticed that Bruno remained unusually quiet on social media. Every post, every like and every small detail became the subject of endless discussion. Some believed the silence meant negotiations were progressing. Others argued it meant nothing at all. Speculation spread across the football world. At Arsenal's London Colney training ground, excitement reportedly grew among the squad. Players were said to be following the transfer developments closely, believing Bruno's arrival would make Arsenal even stronger in the race for silverware. Supporters imagined unforgettable moments. Bruno controlling the midfield against Manchester City. Bruno delivering decisive passes in the Champions League. Bruno lifting trophies in front of thousands of jubilant Arsenal fans. The dream was becoming more vivid with every passing day. Then came another dramatic twist. Reports emerged that talks between the two clubs had entered a crucial stage. Negotiators were working tirelessly, determined to find common ground before other European giants could make their move. The pressure was enormous. Fans from rival clubs watched closely, knowing that Bruno Guimarães could change the balance of power in the Premier League. If Arsenal completed the signing, it would send a powerful message that the Gunners were serious about competing for every major honour. The excitement reached another level when cameras captured senior Arsenal figures arriving for important meetings. Although nothing was officially confirmed, supporters immediately believed that something significant was happening behind the scenes. Social media exploded. Thousands of Arsenal fans posted messages welcoming Bruno before any official announcement had even been made. Fan channels produced tactical analyses showing exactly how the